Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of sincerity and truth. Um, yeah, it's got this article in the Daily Star. It says what 9 U.S. Navy warships were swarmed by up to 100 UFOs over a 1 month period, and it's just again another you've had non-stop articles really since like the US government and army really just kind of said like, yeah, these UFO, these crafts, these essentially, well, they're the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's what they are, but that's why they're referred to as UFOs. So essentially saying like, yo, these chariots that have been spoken of for the longest, now they're just kind of out in it and saying, yeah, it's all legit. We kind of, we got hundreds of fucking thousands of videos, footage, encounters, all these different things people have been talking about, and they've been keeping it hush hush, and now they're just going out to talk about it. Which, it shows. That's the thing is like whenever these things go down, is because there's as far as with the UFOs, you had people talking about them for the longest time. Just not even from talking from brothers, just talking from like a carnal sense. People in the world, they've had their encounters and they've been talking about it for the longest. So since then, yeah, talking about it for the longest. So it's like since you've had people talking about it, it's been decades since then, and now it's been admitted. But people don't really think like, okay, so now they admitted this. What else that they've been saying? Oh no way that's true. Is actually there's actually truth behind it. But these are not things that people meditate on. They don't like when people in the world, they're not looking to deal with truth, reality of what's actually going on. They want the sweet lies so they can sleep easy and they can continue to, party and bullshit with their life. That's what they're looking for. So this is what U.S. Navy ships were surrounded by up to 100 UFOs over a 1 month period, according to a filmmaker who has released several incredible videos of the mystery craft. Even checked it. Okay, let's see what the video say.
The number of contacts you got, did they force the speed meters off? You know what I mean? In relative position to us.
Oh, okay, no, this is radar.
Might be helpful too. Eyes up. Eyes down.
CSM2, maintain track as best you can.
Track 781 just sped up to 46 knots, 50 knots, closing in. Oh, actually 38 knots, holy shit, it's going fast.
That one's pretty much perfectly 000 relative, right?
Yeah.
263 at 3 miles, 55 knots speed.
Okay, so that was the Navy catching it on radar, but I didn't even know how to read the radar. But that's the thing, is these U.S. agencies, because I didn't even realize it's even talking about. Okay. Oh, it's his own radar footage. But I don't think that's what this is. I think this is actual Navy footage. What does it say it was?
OD, if you can write it, Jack.
Yeah, I think it was actual Navy footage. So what was it? Okay, let me read it. So U.S. Navy ships were surrounded by up to 100 UFOs over a 1 month period, according to a filmmaker who's released several incredible videos of the mystery craft. Jeremy Corbell shared new radar footage on Thursday, May 27th, on his Instagram of 9 unidentified objects appearing on radar from the USS Omaha on July 15th, 2019. Yeah, so it's retroactively verifying a lot of things. Because that's the thing, is as far as when it comes to the Chariots, people have been talking about them for the longest. You know, brothers have been seeing them. There's been hella accounts, hella testimonials of seeing like, okay, yeah, Chariots out there, and it's not, especially over through the as we've got to more recent times, it's really not been as much of a marvel. It's not been rare. It's something that you've seen increase in you know, the amount that you're seeing out there, and that's why now it's hitting. It's really being acknowledged in anticipation of what? Of the prophecies. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Them clouds, they're what the chariots of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, which, you know, refer to as UFOs. So it says, okay, it follows video of a spherical craft disappearing into the ocean near the same US Navy ship, which I believe I did a video on that one, where you see it kind of just dive underneath. This is what, you know, brings the dread and terror to Esau, is the chariots are able to maneuver in ways that go above and beyond anything Esau, you know, is attempting, is trying to accomplish. This is what and the investigative journalist has also previously released footage of a pyramid-shaped UFO swarming the USS Russell during the same period in summer 2019. But despite the numerous releases, there is a general consensus that it's just the tip of the iceberg, particularly ahead of the eagerly anticipated Pentagon UFO report next month. Yeah, that's what people are really waiting for, because that's just going to be, hey, it's going to be cold. And the thing is when it's coming from the government, that's when people deal with it. But that's you know, that's why people are going to be taken as a thief when, you know, when this time of trouble. They're just going to be out there having the utmost faith in Esau. Not like, hold on, you don't realize this guy's lied to you. This guy's government systems, he's had them set up, you know, to be built around lies and deception, to, you know, placate the people. Because now it's only being admitted so it can be to his advantage later. Because why? It says, oh, I'm going to go into it, about how they're going to try to combat Yahweh Shai upon his return. So, but despite the numerous releases, there is a... Oh, okay, wait. So I read that. So, even a fucking Barack O'Greasy saying, like, yeah, UFO videos are real and show movement that can't be explained. Like, they just having him come out of the woodwork to say that. Because why? They're building the, you know, preparing the minds of the people. Well, it's that same Independence Day, all these different movies, Skyline. There's various movies they put out, and they always have, you know, these alien invasions happen. But then it's like, you know, the U.S. government, you know, banding together to combat. What's another one? Fucking Cloverfield. That's the one I was thinking about, Cloverfield as well, where you just have like aliens just come in, tearing shit up, but then, you know, the US just comes and starts blowing some shit up. But yeah, so speaking to the Daily Star, Jeremy said dozens of unidentified objects swarmed 9 US warships in a 100-mile radius during July. In 2019, it was reported to me that there were 50 to 100 unidentified that were swarming many of the ships. Over radio, they were talking back and forth and experiencing similar types of contacts, he said. One was hovering above, optically the same as the others. Yeah, so it's these things have been observed, and that's the thing, is with the elites, these guys have searched the scriptures, they know what's going down, they know what it means for the chariots to be out there. Because I'll get that is it Ezekiel? Well, nah, no, Ezekiel 1. No, I believe it was. Not looking for what's the word? Actually, it's had it blown out of my mind. It was oh, right. Zechariah, that's the one. Zechariah 5:3. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Yeah, so the chariots are a curse onto this place. Because for them it's a curse, because why? It's a herald of the end, it's a sign of a signifier that Esau's time's up, man. That time of judgment, time of them being cut off is here. Because why? Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so on man. Yeah, so with, as far as it comes to Yahushua's return, it's what he's coming with clouds. He's coming with chariots. Those clouds are the Lord's chariots. They're the heavenly vehicles, which described in Zechariah 1 throughout the scriptures. You know, will within a will, the pillar of fire, the cloud by day, pillar of fire by night. These different descriptions are used because why? They didn't have the term unidentified flying object. You know, back in ancient times, they would have broken down things differently, using think details of the times, and that's what it's that cloud is one of the ways that the chariots, what's called UFOs now, were described, and what they're that's how Yahweh is coming back with force. And they said, well, all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Everyone's gonna be in terror because why? They're what the lie that's been told on the earth, the biggest lie, is about Yahweh Shai, about his image, even his name. Everyone's out here using Jesus. Everyone's out here thinking of, some white geezer, with a beard and blue eyes and all that. He's basically a part of Esau's power system. That image of Jesus. But then what? It's gonna be Yahweh Shai that returns, a so-called black man with a white woolly afro, coming back, with anger and vengeance, to basically judge the earth. That's why it's gonna be such a shock onto the people of the earth, man. They're gonna be found. They're gonna be found caught slipping, man. Especially among Jake. Uh. So 2 13. Let's say 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So everyone, in the world was basically coming together to combat Yahushua, and that's what's gonna go down. Everyone's gonna be, well, those among the military forces, the vast majority of the earth is gonna treat Yahushua as an enemy when he returns. Because why? He was that rock of offense, man. He was basically those of the world. They're not within Yahushua, man. They're not in accord with what he's teaching, what he's coming for. They're being enemies, man. So what? They're gonna be found slipping, and it's gonna be really everything's gonna be set in order. Because what does it say? To subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Yeah, so that chariot that Yahushua rides in is going to be appear as a mountain. Because why? You're going to look to see what it says. But I would see the regional place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Yeah, it was covering the whole heavens. Having a chariot blocking out the whole skies. And that's really, we go back to Independence Day, that imagery where you just had the clouds kind of break out, and then you just have the chariot and just there, colossal, going over the whole city, the whole area, just blacking out any vision. And that's the thing, is Esau takes his inspiration from these scriptures. Because why? He's basically utilizing understanding what's going to go down to kind of prepare people's minds for how they're going to respond. Yeah, that's right. Oh well, actually, I read that. Okay, no, I didn't. So verse, hell was great, I could not. So verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Yeah, so people are going to be shook as hell. They're going to be in terror of Yahushua when he makes his return, but they're still going to have to fight. Because why? They're invested within this place, man. They're completely with Esau's agenda and with his whole mindset, his whole approach. That's all they can see themselves within. So by and large, you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna get down. A lot of Jake you're gonna have among the military, different branches of the military, that are gonna be down and cling to Esau. And that's not a marvel, man. That's not a new thing. You go back to the Greeks, you go back to the Romans. You had Jake in among those structures as well, where they were basically, invested in the idea of Greece, of Grecia, and the idea of Rome, man. But what they're gonna have to get completely emaciated and eviscerated, and then come back in in the kingdom. They're gonna have to come back, be brought back, man, like the rest of the 2/3. So it said what? And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burn them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Yeah, so it's basically going to come down to what? That them lasers from the chariots, that destruction coming from the chariots is going to be directed at any opposition to Yahushua's return and dominance of this realm, and they're going to be put to an end. And that's the curse. That's what, these are the things that are being shown by seeing these chariots. It's a sign of like, hey, look, These are things that go beyond what you understand, what you're capable of dealing with. And Esau is doing his utmost. He's weaponizing space. He's building up his space force. He's trying to build little cubby holes and hidey holes for him to escape into. But what? It's really a thing of you're gonna be found wanting, man. You're trying to present yourself as something, as you're in a certain kind of level of power, untouchability, and then what's gonna be made clear is that hey, Yahweh Shai is gonna be able to erase all that, man, make all that as naught. And what's gonna be manifest is what is his governance and dominance is real, man. He's gonna come. He's gonna take over the earth, man. A hostile takeover with aggression over the whole earth, and everyone's gonna have to get into order or be ended, man. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabba Shem Yashab Shem Kakadash Bakata. Shalom.